understand this. Who gave it to Satan? Daniel 4:17. Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand of the Holy One. Excuse me. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand of the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the bases of men. And that's what's been set up over these kingdoms now, the bases of men. Look up Caucasian, it says Caucasoid. Caucasoid says a subspecies of mankind from the Webster's Unabridged Encyclopedia Dictionary. Now, going back to Luke, the 4th chapter, the Most High has given it to Satan. That's why Satan said he give it to whomsoever he will. The Most High gave it to him because we didn't want to follow him. So gave it over to Satan. Y'all gonna follow, he gonna follow him. That's why our kingdom gonna be ruled with righteousness under Hamashiach Yahushua in righteousness. He's gonna take down Shaitan and all those that are rolling with him. That's why it's important for us to be righteous as possible, because the time gonna come when you got no time to make a decision. You're either gonna be righteous or you're gonna be wicked. You're going to make it so that if you wicked, he's going to make you get wickeder and wickeder and wickeder. That's why it says, those that are righteous, stay righteous. Those that are wicked, be wicked. Choose life or death. That's what you're choosing. Now, look at Revelations 13:4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him? See? That beast is the so-called white man. The dragon is Satan. I mean, we know that. You should know that. Everybody should know that. I've brought that out a few times. Look at Revelation 12:3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, the Germans, the Russians, the British, and 10 horns. The EEC, the European Economic Community, or the European Community, and 7 crowns upon his heads. Now verse 9. And the great dragon, which is red, was cast out, that old serpent. So the serpent is red, called the devil. The devil is red, and Satan is red, which deceived the whole world, lied to the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. They're going to be brought down. So now, going back to the angel Gabriel giving the understanding in Daniel 8 to Daniel. Verse 24, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, because we know he gets his power from Satan. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper in practice. Prosper in practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. You know, so you're going to increase and multiply. I mean, come on. The white man destroyed the earth, the air, the water, the ozone layer, the food, people's minds. You say you brainwash. Y'all need to stop that. Your brain is polluted. Your brain is being washed with the truth. Wash when you clean something. Mashiach Yahushua said in John 15:3, now you are clean by the word that I speak unto you, which is the words of the Most High. I mean, come on. You shall, it says, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. How we destroyed? Destroyed for lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6. Destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because we have discontinued from the law of the Most High. So what you going to follow? You're going to follow what it is that he put in front of you. His rules and regulations. That's all you know to do, is to follow people. Bunch of followers. Daniel 8 and 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. So that's why I say it goes from the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, to modern day America. Because his laws, his policies, his laws, his religions, as far as education, his politics, all of these things. Is his policy. You can cause his policy to prosper. Look at Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? See? Look, a lot of these laws are set up against us. If not, then why are the prisons full of us? I mean, they were talking about, you know, United Nations was talking about how America is the only country that put children to death in the behind bars. The only country. Child go to jail, never get out. Only in America, and it's mainly us. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. But the most high power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge, through Mashiach Yahushua. He shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yeah, the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua, our power, shall cut them off. Like it says, they the only neighbor of the Israelites that's not given any promise of mercy from the Most High. Hallelujah. Most High gonna get his. Ain't nothing nobody can do to stop it. You know, looking at it, it says, Daniel 8:25, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. His craft is his witchcraft, his technology. That's his craft. And he shall magnify himself in his heart. That means he's going to be very prideful. And by peace shall destroy many. Peace going to destroy many. Look, this Christianity. Come on. They say they're Christian, but yet still you go to war and murder 77 million so-called North American Indians. Holy tribe of Gad. You Christian, but yet still you come to the west coast of Africa and bring hundreds of millions of Israelites here, and 100 million dying in the waters, Atlantic Ocean, coming across the seas. But you come for peace and destroy many. Look at your democracy. Come from the Latin word demonocracy, the rule of the devil. You set up demon denominations. You move the letter over. You got demon in nations. And that's what you have done. Through peace, destroyed many. Just, there's no different than Santa Claus. You move the letters over. You got Satan Claus. And you got Nimrod that represents Satan on December 25th. We just read about what they did on the 12th month, the 25th day. And we received our temple back on that day and dedicated it back to the Most High. Look at 1 Maccabees, first chapter. No, 1 Maccabees, let's see. Go to 1 Maccabees 8 and 4. 1 Maccabees 8 and 4. And that by his policy and patience they had conquered all the place, though it were very far from them. and the kings also that came against them from the utmost part of the earth, till they had discomforted them, and given them a great overthrow, so that the rest did give them tribute every year. See? That's his policy. It was his policy, war. Killing people. So you're going to stand up against some Mashiach Yahushua. So-called white people are going to try to fight a Mashiach Yahushua. The Prince of Princes, Mashiach Yahushua, who the world falsely called Jesus Christ. We say they're going to be broken without hands. Mashiach Yahushua is going to destroy them. One of my favorite scriptures. 2nd Ezra 13. Say they're going to stand up to fight him. Look, 2nd Ezra 13. Verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number, from the four winds, the four corners of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea, of Mashiach Yahushua. But I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region of, or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not, because it wasn't a mountain. It was talking about the children of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet does fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, this all the army, navy, and marines, and air force of all the nations coming together to fight a Mashiach Yahushua. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Remember it says, look, in verse 25, he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Without hand. Listen what it says. Second Ezra 13:9, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword. So remember it says, but he shall be broken without hand. So he ain't lift up his hand. He neither lifted up his hand nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. This is Mashiach Yahushua. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So that's the militaries of all the United Nations together. The fight of Mashiach Yahushua. That's the end result right there. Verse 26 of Daniel, the 8th chapter. And the vision of the evening and morning, which was told, is true. Wherefore shut thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days. And I, Daniel, fainted and was sick certain days. Afterward I arose up and did the king's business. And I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it. Daniel fell sick for a couple of days because of the vision. He went back to work, but nobody understood the vision. But we understand it. That's why I say it's written for us. It's written for us, people. That's why this is such a high calling to be able to look at this, because remember, they only had the books of the Old Testament or the old scrolls. That's all they had. We have all the books. That's why it says in Psalms 102 and 18, this shall be written for the generation to come, and the people which shall be created shall praise the Most High. It's written for us. We're the people that came. To be able to look at this and get understanding, you see these mysteries. These are mysteries that have been hidden from the masses. And the Most High thought enough of each one of us to open up our eyes to see this, where so many have not seen what it is that we're able to see. So that's all I have for tonight. I hope that was edifying. Keep the spirit, stay in the spirit, and keep studying. Show yourself approval to the Most High. Thaahwam.